Welcome back, everyone, if you're a subscriber, and welcome to all of those that are not subscribers. Hopefully you will be at the end of this video. And like always, if you learn something from this video, please like and subscribe and share with someone else so they can learn. Getting started, I'm just taking my client's hair down. I am using the detachable clipper. The blade I'm using is the 1A blade. Today he will be getting a low taper. And I mean low, just right at his ear. So I'm gonna go all around his head, and I'm just leaving the crown part or the apex part. I'm gonna put a higher guard on that one. I'm gonna use a 1.5 guard. So that's why I left that patch of hair long. So just so his crown area could be a little bit more fuller. He does have 360 waves, and we're just trying to make sure we don't break up any of his connections and put any forks inside his waves. And the clipper I'm using is a Andy Supra. It's one of the older models, but it still gets the job done. And he wants me to go with the grain, so I just took his hair down with the grain. Now I'm switching to my trimmer. These are my cordless wall detailers, and I'm going to put the ball line in low, right at his ear or right above his sideburn, and that'll be my ball line. And that's where he wants his taper this time, and that's where I'm going to do it. And he's keeping his sideburns, so I'm going to go ahead and shape up his sideburns in his C-cup. As you can see, I'm just using the corner of my trimmer, and as you can see that his C-cup and the sideburn is in there. Now I'm just switching to the back, and I'm not going to stay back here very long. And I'm going to go to the side and do the same thing, repeat the same process. That ball line is going to be right next to his ear, and I'm going to make like a curved shape, and I'll ball to that ball line. I'll flip the trimmer over and just ball it out right there, and then I'll go ahead and shape up his sideburn on this side as well. And on this video, I'm only going to show this side. This will be his left side right at this moment, just for time constraints. I don't want a super long video, and everything I'm going to be showing on the right side is the exact same thing I'm doing on this side. As you can see, this is the exact same thing I did on the right. So I don't want to bore you with a long video, so I'm just only going to show you the left side right here, and after that the video will be strictly on the right side. And whatever I do on the right and the left, I also do in the back, so I won't show the back is on this one either. Now on the next upcoming videos, if you want me to show both sides and the back, just leave a comment below. Otherwise, I'm just going to show you the right side. Here we go. On this cut, I believe I'm using the Wahl Magic Clips, and I have the regular blade that comes on with it. There's no modifications to the blade. Only thing I did was zero gap it, and I have the lever all the way open. And since it's zero gap all the way open, it's equivalent to the number 1 if you're using detachables. And I'm just going up 1 inch, and I kept it in the same shape as the ball line. So I'm using the number 1 guard. These are the Wahl Premium Black guards, and I have the clipper, the lever all the way open. Going up another inch. And we will not be using enhancements on this video. I'm not anti-enhancement. If the client wants it, I give it to them. If they don't, then I don't. And just a little trick, if you're not using enhancements, to keep the edge up line dark, you just want to stay away from it, like I'm doing, on the previous. I just stayed away from it. Now I have the 1.5 guard on. The lever is open. I'm just debulking. Just debulking and blending at this moment. Now at this moment, I was near his edge up line, but because I took his hair down with a 1.5 guard, it's still going to keep his edge up nice and dark. Okay, I believe I did. I just closed the lever all the way, and now I'm just taking down his sideburn. Okay, now I'm just going with the grain. And I have the number 1 guard on. The lever is all the way closed. Okay, now I'm switching to the half. Anytime I switch these guards out, I'll always start with the lever open. I'll make maybe 1 or 2 passes, and then I'll close it. See, now I'll close the lever. My thumb is stretching his skin. I'm never just resting it for any particular reason, just to rest my hand on him. If my hand is touching his head, I'm stretching his skin, or I'm trying to adjust his head to an angle to where it will stretch naturally for me. Okay, now I took the guard off, and again, I always start the lever open. And as you can see, I'm using a corner, so this is like a thinning shear. If you're using the thinning shear scissors, this is similar to that. It's taking off hair, but it's not much. Just so you can see the contrast. Okay, now I'm moving on to the edge up. And I'm still new to the YouTube thing, and as far as putting the camera in the right position, so that's why I have the little picture of me up top as well. So everything that you're missing on the big screen, you should be able to see on the smaller one, because my hand or arm is in the way. But I'm stretching his skin, as you can see. I always use 3 fingers when I'm stretching: my thumb, my middle finger, and my pointer. I always use those 3 to stretch the skin. As you can see, there goes the right side. I started at his vertical bar, and I make my way to the center. I'm using my comb as a guide, just so I don't push his edge up back. So my blade will just touch the bottom of my comb. As you can see, I use it as a guide, and it also helps me keep the line straight. Now, as you become more advanced, you won't necessarily have to do that. This is just something I do, and I'm doing it more now because I'm trying to make these instructional videos. But some clients like him, I've been cutting him for years, so I can do this without having my comb as a guide. But for teaching purposes, see, I comb the eyebrow, then I put my comb, I make it at an angle with his eyebrow, and that's how I get the vertical line. And I just do it little by little, as you can see, and that just gives me an outline. So then I come back up top, and I make the comb even with what I did on the right side, and I just come over to the left, and I connect it to the corner. And this gives me a guide, so I won't go up too far. See? And I don't need it. So then once I have the guideline there, I just touch up, and I tap and I tap. Now with my detailers, I'm not sure if you heard me earlier, there's no modifications to them. These are the natural blades that come with them. The only thing I did was sharpen the blade with the Rich Barber 1-minute blade sharpener, and I zero gap the trimmer as well. But I didn't put a modified blade. There's no ceramic blade on this one. This is just regular blades. Now up top, you'll see me go into full detail with his mustache and his chin hairs, but on the bigger screen, you'll just see me doing the full edge up. just doing the back side of his sideburn. There I go again. The three, I have the middle finger, pointer finger at the top of his head, and then my thumb, and that's how I stretch the skin. And I'm using medium pressure because I am heavy-handed, so I just use the tap and go method. And see right here, my elbow is completely in the way. That's why I have the little screen up top so you can see exactly what I'm doing. And once I realized it, I moved out of the way. But I didn't want, someone learning how to do an edge up. I mean, there's no right or wrong way necessarily. You just have to take your time. Find a starting point, take your time, and just connect. Use reference points. Like when I use my comb, I use the corner of the eyebrow. I use my comb. That's a reference point. For the center, I use the nose. Okay. And then as far as your edge up, once you're satisfied with it how the way it looks, then at that point you can start your detailing. If you see an area that you need to fix, or like I'm doing, I need to bald out a little bit more on the left side, so that's what I did. Now I'm about to give him a shave. Well, not a shave, but I'm about to go over his edge up with the razor. Shout out to Chris Bazio. I'm using the Tomb 45 shave gel. This is a great product. It smells great. It allows the blade to glide easily over the skin, and my clients love it. Then I take some tissue paper or neck strip paper, wrap it around my hand, and this allows me to clean the razor and the excess shave gel off of my client, as you're about to see. So I pull that skin, I start at his eyebrow, and I go in and I sharpen up the vertical bar. Now I'm doing a C-cup. I'm using the point of the razor. I'm stretching the skin. I'm just going all the way down. And normally, my trimmers are so sharp, I don't really have to follow up with the razor, but if the client wants it, I give it to him. But normally, I could just usually get away with just using my trimmers, and my clients are usually satisfied with how their edge up looks. And then, if you just want a little bit more pop, there's no problem. I'll pull out my razor. Right now, I'm just stretching again. Thumb, middle finger, pointer finger, and I'm just going down. I'm going against the grain. Okay. Oh, I said that wrong. I was going with the grain. Now I'm going against the grain. Sorry about that. And then I just wipe off the excess. And now I'm just giving him a quick brush session, and we're done. Again, I thank you for coming by, checking out my channel, checking out the tutorial. Hopefully you learned something from this, and I plan on dropping many more. This is Junior. I'll catch you again on the next one. And give the mirror to the client, let him check it out. He likes it. We're good.